After our whirlwind tour of Athens, it was time for something a little slower.
Just arrived in our new little town of Loutraki. There's the water right there. Our host is on the way to pick us up. Cute little town.
We headed to our workaway on an organic farm near the seaside town of Loutraki, located on the Gulf of Corinth. Soon after we arrived, our host took us to see the town's beautiful waterfront. The Gulf of Corinth is actually a narrow arm of the Ionian Sea, separating mainland Greece from the Peloponnese Peninsula. As the sun began to set, we strolled along the promenade, enjoying the sea views and the relaxed atmosphere that makes Loutraki such a popular getaway for Greeks. Next, she brought us to one of Loutraki's famous fountains, fed by the mineral-rich spring water the town is known for. It has been a spa destination since ancient times, and people still come here to drink and bathe in the water.
Healing water. Are you having some?
Hi, taste it.
Tastes a little salty.
Believing its minerals may help digestion and overall wellness. It definitely had a distinct taste, slightly salty and unlike any drinking water we're used to. Then she showed us where the town's thermal spring water flows directly into the sea. The warm water emerges naturally from deep underground faults in the earth.
So there's hot springs coming down the mountain from there, and it goes right there in that corner. Nice.
Sure enough, someone was already enjoying the warmer water where it mixed with the sea, and you could actually feel the temperature difference. Afterwards, we grabbed gyros in town at a restaurant that came complete with a beautiful macaw greeting customers. By then, the sun had dropped below the horizon and the sky was glowing pink, so we enjoyed one last walk along the waterfront lined with restaurants, cafes, and twinkling lights.
Going on a bike ride to see the canal.
A few days later, we decided to explore the area by bicycle.
We're at the Isthmus of Corinth, where Terry's gonna bungee jump.
Yeah, right.
No? You don't think so?
No,
Why not?
because the land is good.
Yeah, but
That's a long way down.
Our destination was the famous Corinth Canal.
oh, that is cool looking. That is a cool place to bungee jump. Wow. Look how blue the water is, even in the canal. And you can see the other side. This is the narrowest point of the isthmus.
Completed in 1893, after centuries of planning, the canal cuts directly through the narrowest point of the Isthmus of Corinth and connects the Gulf of Corinth on one side with the Saronic Gulf, which opens into the Aegean Sea on the other. Before the canal existed, ships had to sail all the way around the Peloponnese, adding hundreds of miles to the journey.
Get him to stop for a picture, much less a bungee jump.
The faster he crossed the bridge, the happier he was.
I might bungee from right here.
You could jump from right here.
On the far side, we stopped at Goodies, where displays explain the incredible engineering challenge of carving a canal through the nearly 80 meters, or about 260 feet, of solid rock. After a quick grocery run and a few snacks, we were headed back toward the bridge. As we crossed, I spotted two ships waiting their turn to pass through. The canal may be tiny compared to the Panama Canal we visited last year, but standing directly above it and looking down at those nearly vertical limestone walls was pretty impressive.
That's where you bungee jump from.
Then I noticed the bungee platform suspended above the canal, and a ship slowly entering from one end. It was the perfect view before we hopped back on the bikes and returned to the farm. Another day, the weather was warm enough to tempt us into the water, so we headed to the beach and braved the surprisingly cold waters of the Gulf of Corinth. It was definitely a shock at first, but once you got in, it felt incredibly refreshing.
Very chilly.
Terry never quite committed to a full swim, but our host did, so I followed them in, and I'm glad I did.
Swimming in the cool water in Greece.
One of the coolest things about this coastline is the view. While floating in the sea, you can look across the Gulf and see the snow-capped peaks of the mountains of central Greece rising in the distance. It's not every day you can enjoy a beach while staring at snowy mountains at the same time. After our swim, we found a comfortable spot on the rocky shoreline. No sand here. and warmed up with a quick nap in the Greek sunshine. And finally, while we were in Loutraki, we each found our own way to spend a morning. Terry decided to try his luck at the blackjack tables in Loutraki's famous casino, while I headed for the water to check something off my Greece wish list, scuba diving. I couldn't pass that up. The dive took place just off the shore in the Gulf of Corinth along a rocky wall on a cloudy spring day. Even with a thicker wetsuit, the water was still a little chilly, but once underwater, everything became quiet and peaceful. Schools of fish drifted among the rocks, and for an hour, the world above seemed very far away. Next time, we're heading to one of Greece's most beautiful historic towns, Nafplio. Stay tuned for more Empty Nesters adventures.